think, to be honest with you, people form an impression of him, and then they get to know him and they change their impression of him.
Tiene todo su glamour, pero sobre todo es lo que es por lo que hace en el campo.
Who else could have done it? I can't even think of anyone else who'd have kept their bottle, because that's one chance, you know?
I wasn't prepared for how good-looking he was. I mean, he's an exceedingly good-looking man.
I call him golden balls, you know, now, because I mean...
He's just starving hungry to lift the World Cup and bring it back home.
He's a great captain, and he's certainly the man and the example to other players.
Everybody knows David Beckham. He's the most famous footballer in the world. But what do we really know about him? As a lifelong football fan, I've read all the stories. And like everyone else, I have my opinions. But then he invited me into his world. I spent the best part of 5 months with him, saw the truth behind the headlines, and met the people who know him best.
When we get inside, I'm going to have an in-depth football discussion with him.
Oh shit, you can ask me about offside, aren't you?
What follows is an exclusive look into the real world of David Beckham.
Whatever has happened in my life and whatever we've got, we are normal people.
I'm Tim Lovejoy, and I'm in the Spanish capital, home to one of the biggest clubs in football, Real Madrid. I'm going to watch a game and see their star player. And on the way, I'm having a chat with one of the most famous women in the world, who also happens to be his wife.
Okay, we're on the way to the Bernabeu. What's your routine like? How often do you do this?
Well, I go to all the home games. In Spain, you don't go to away games, not even the hardcore fans. It's not like in England where the fans travel. So I go to all the home games, and if it's an early kick-off, I take the children. If it's a late kick-off, I don't, because they have school the next morning. I mean, me and the kids love coming. I mean, the boys love it, they really do.
And how do the fans treat you as you're sort of going through the... You actually have to walk a bit into the stadium, don't they?
Can you believe I have to walk?
I can't believe it.
Posh has to walk. It's crap, that.
But you have to walk through the fans. How do they treat you?
They're really nice. I mean, I've got to say, you know, even in England, when I go to England games, you know, I mean, the fans are really supportive. The public are really supportive. You know, the fans and the people in Spain have made us really, really welcome.
Are we near the stadium now? We are, right?
We're not far. Why? Do you want to buy a flag or something?
Yeah.
Do you want to buy a scarf?
Do you know what I like is when someone scores a goal in England, we go, yeah. Over here it's goal. It's just a different noise.
Yeah, it's probably because they speak different language.
Do you know what?
Do
you know what? I think you might have sussed it there. That's a good point.
There are 80,000 fans inside the Bernabeu Stadium, and Victoria is as impressed as any of them.
He's so talented. I mean, I always say to him, God, it would be so... I wish I was that talented. And he says, you are. I said, no, I'm not the best singer, the best dancer. I will always admit that. But to have that natural talent like he has is fantastic.
The search for talent is where all good football stories begin. And that's why 5 months earlier, on a cold November morning in South London, I joined the world's press to take part in an important event.
It's cold, isn't it? It's cold. Becky's there.
How you doing? You alright? You alright? Yeah? How you doing? The kit looks good.
It's the launch of the David Beckham Football Academy.
Have you all had the day off school?
Yeah.
So you're all happy then?
Yeah.
Feeling okay? Good.
This is just one of the special football schools he's opening for children around the world.
You seem to have a lot of empathy with children. Do you think some of that empathy might be because, unlike adults who can all make money off the back of you, children are there because they like you and they sort of appreciate your football talent and who you are as a person?
No, definitely. That's the best thing about, you know, working around children, because they are honest. You know, if you've played a bad pass, they'll tell you you've played a bad pass. If you've done something stupid, they'll tell you, you know, and that's the great thing about working with kids. You're not nervous, are you? What are you going to be like when you're playing at Wembley? Yeah. This is a dream come true for me. To see the kids here today, my dream has become a reality now. I went to the Bobby Charlton Soccer School and I had such an amazing time there. You know, it kept me out of trouble. So I wanted to create, you know, something like that.
And it's kids of all levels, isn't it? It's not just the elite.
Yeah, that's one thing that was so important to me. Yeah, if we find, you know, great players that go on to be professional players, the England players, then amazing. But, you know, the most important thing is kids come down and have fun.
The Academy in London is the new home for David's precious collection of football memorabilia.
This was one of my first Man United shirts that my mum and dad bought me for Christmas. They used to buy me the United shirt and United kit every Christmas. My granddad used to buy me the Tottenham kit, so it's a bit difficult because we spent Christmas morning at my mum and dad's house and Christmas afternoon at my nan and granddad's.
They're the famous boots where you scored from in your own half, which not many people have done. I believe Pele hasn't even done that.
There's the time for Manchester United with Beckham! That's absolutely brilliant!
It was such an unusual goal. That ability to be able to kick the ball that far, let alone be on target and see the keeper off his line, all those things, it did catapult him onto a different level, and you know, I think it went a little bit mad.
We move on to the probably the best shirt you've got in your collection here. It's the one where you scored the free kick last minute against Greece to make us qualify for the 2002 World Cup.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive, isn't it? You haven't washed it?
No, I don't wash the shirts because I think they're more authentic. But, you know, definitely this was one of the most probably emotional days in my career.
Beckham could raise the roof here with a goal. I don't believe it! David Beckham!
There's something kind of perfect about that goal. The timing of it, the dying seconds.
To the World Cup finals!
If he hadn't scored that goal and we'd been cast into the playoffs, who knows what would have happened, whether we would have qualified. And there was a lot riding on it, so it was an amazing moment.
Well, mate, you know, who else could have done that? Can't think of anyone else who'd have kept their bottle from that way out, knowing exactly where he was going to put that ball, because that's one chance, you know, and it's all over, you know, and that's amazing. Should have been Sir David Beckham after that, really, shouldn't it?
When you reach that ultimate high like that, is there a down which comes with it?
Oh yeah, I had that the morning after when I went in for training with United, and Alex Ferguson was like, "Okay, it's a goal."
No. But he's Scottish.
Yeah.
There was never anybody who could kick a football like him. You know, he could kick a football miles. His technique in kicking a football was unbelievable. The one thing that, you know, he always had, he had quality. You know, if the ball had to be delivered into an area, he could deliver it. There's a lot talked about team spirits in the dressing room, but for about 4 or 5 years, from '96 through to 2000, 2001, the spirit was absolutely incredible.